Hi everyone, I'm Beth Shaw with Yoga Fit, and today we're going to work on a practice to keep us in the present moment. As you may know, the essence of Yoga Fit is breathing, feeling, listening to your body, letting go of judgment, expectation, and competition, and being present in the moment. Now, I know there's a lot of fear in the world today, and one of the best ways we can stay in a state of courage is just to stay in the present moment, because usually in the moment, everything is okay. So that's the mantra that we're going to repeat as we move through the class today. In this moment, I am okay. Let's take a big inhale. Please make sure your feet are hips width apart. We're going to take the arms to the sky, lift out of the lower back, and just start to move the energy through your body with the breath. So we're breathing into the soles of the feet, up to the fingertips. We're allowing the free flow of energy and breath through the body as we move. Right now, we're just extending out of the low back, lifting out of the rib cage, drawing the heart center towards the sky and grounding your feet to the earth. Let's take a few more deep breaths here, allowing yourself to become the channel of light and breath and energy that you already are. And again, please make sure your feet are hips width apart. Let's take a few more deep breaths. And we're going to bring the hands to heart center as we start our warm-up. We always start at Yoga Fit with about 20 minutes of warm-up before we get into any complex postures. That allows our body to be warm and ready to be in those postures. So just moving with the breath, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, drop the hips, bend the knees, firm up through the core center. And we're just going to repeat this, so 10 to 20 breaths, lifting and lowering at your own pace. You can close your eyes at any time and just allow yourself to be immersed in the physical body. Good, inhaling and exhaling. Letting everything go that you need to let go of on the exhalation. It's warming up through the legs, through the glutes, through the midsection, through the shoulders, muscles of the back. Opening the body on each inhale. Happy smiley faces. Again, you can close your eyes at any time. Exhaling into our pose. Inhale, draw the energy to the sky. And breathing in and out through the nose only, warming up the body with the breath from the inside out. Okay, let's go ahead and separate our feet out wide, sideways on our mat. So generally your feet are as far apart as your legs are long, or 3.5 feet apart maybe. But it's a good rule of thumb. You can use the length of your legs to measure the length between your feet. We're going to turn the toes out. Bend the knees, so do a quick alignment check here, making sure your knees are over your ankles, not over your toes. We want to protect our knees and practice safe yoga. Let's point the fingertips towards the sky, contract the muscles of the back for moon pose. Face and toes are completely relaxed, and let's inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale. Good, firming up through the muscles of the back, lifting and lowering through some moon flow. Moonflowers, and we keep that same deep breathing rate. We inhale up and we exhale back in. Getting a little bit lower. Notice how your hip flexors feel today. Good, take your time. There's no race and no rush. And the only place to go is inside. Let's make our breath a little bit more aggressive. And moving into sun pose, from here we're going to turn our toes slightly forward, but not all the way forward. Our arms are extended, and we're just feeling the feeling of gratitude for being in our bodies and practicing in a state of good health today. Moving through some sunflowers, let's inhale the arms to the sky, exhale, bend the knees. Draw the shape of the sun with the hands. Good, and at your own perfect pace with the breath, keep bringing yourself into the present moment. Use the breath to ground you, to inspire you, to lift you up, and of course to calm you down. Good, let's do 5 more. Excellent, bringing the hands back to heart center. Notice if you're feeling any different. Again, ground yourself in the present moment with the breath. Breathing into the power of right now. Let's go ahead and step our feet back to hips width apart. And we're inhaling the arms to the sky. And let's exhale, sit down into chair pose, any variation of chair pose. So if you're taking care of your back today, you can bring your hands to your thighs. You can also bend your elbows. If you want more work, you're welcome to extend your arms to the sky. Moving through a chair flow, let's inhale, circle sweep the arms up. Exhale back into our pose. 1 breath, 1 movement. We've got 10 to 20 of these. So that's going to largely depend upon how fast you're breathing. But slow that breath down. Let's make our exhalations twice as long as the inhalations. That helps get us into our parasympathetic nervous system. And we go from fight or flight to rest and digest, which is a good place to practice from. Kind of challenging to practice yoga in fight or flight. And again, we are just warming up our bodies right now. We're connecting with the breath, bringing ourselves into the present moment. Feeling the feeling of being elevated with the breath. And let's inhale the arms to the sky. We're bringing our right arm down. We're going to squeeze our glutes and stretch the left side of the body here. Let's take a few deep breaths. Keep pressing that lift hip forward. Keep squeezing the glutes. Keep extending length. Breathing into any tight spots, and we're just viewing those tight spots as opportunities for space today. Let's inhale up and switch sides. And again, right hip goes forward. Engage those glutes. Protect your lower lumbar spine. And a few times we're going to switch from side to side again. Contracting the abs, contracting the glutes. Move with the breath. Breathe into those tight spots. Just taking an inventory of your physical body. And let's go ahead and interlace the hands behind the back for a standing chest expansion. pulling the shoulders back and down. This is a great pose to do if you've been working over your computer a lot, which I know most people are these days. So this is a great thing to do every hour that you're working for at least 5 minutes. Good, let's take a few more deep breaths here. And we're going to exhale all the way forward. Let's put a micro bend in the knees. Relax the face and toes. Once again, interlacing the hands behind the back for chest expansion. Let's breathe into the hamstrings, breathe into the shoulders. On each exhale, you're sinking a little bit lower. Three more deep breaths. And let's release the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, look up into monkey pose, even if you need to bend your knees. And let's go ahead and walk out into downward facing dog. We're going to bicycle the legs, continuing our focus on our hamstrings. Just say hello to your hamstrings. Notice what they're saying back. And let's take the right leg to the sky, take it all the way up, squeeze that right glute, open the hip, and take 10 deep breaths here. Fingers are spread wide, palms are gripping the floor, starfish fingers, foundational hands. And let's release. Switch legs, left leg lifts high, squeeze that left glute, press the right heel. Keep engaging through the left glute to lift it a little bit higher. And we're releasing. Now we're just going to alternate legs, keeping the hips square. So right leg lifts, and then the left. 5 on each side. Focus on where your hamstring meets your glute. Good, let's drop the knees down. So let's all find child's pose and take 3 deep breaths here. Just again, bringing yourself into the present moment. And let's remind ourselves that anytime we need to take a break during class, or really any time in life, just find child's pose, no matter where you are, what you're doing. Feels so good, I don't want to get up. Let's find ourselves on all fours, doing a quick alignment check here. Knees are underneath the hips, hands are underneath the shoulders. Let's round the mid-back to the sky. And moving from cat to cow 10 times. Articulating the spine, creating a C shape in both directions. Good, breathing into the belly. Inhaling and exhaling. So again, this is a great pose to do if you're spending a lot of your day sitting. Do this every hour for 5 minutes. So you've got a chest expansion and cat and cow. Good, we've got 3 more. Nice deep breathing. And we are finding a neutral spine. Moving into spinal balance, let's take the left leg back, the right arm forward, creating length here. 10 deep breaths, pull as much length as you can. So your left foot is flexed, we're reaching through the arm. We're pulling dynamic tension from the center of the body outward. And let's release and switch sides. Good, nice deep breathing, keep pulling length, dynamic tension. And now let's alternate a few times, opposite arm, opposite leg. So really engage the muscles of the legs, the glutes, make each one count. Good, we're gonna get into the sides of our bodies a bit now, our obliques, our intercostals. Let's take our right foot off the mat. Make sure your right hand is underneath your right shoulder. We're moving into a modified side plank position, lifting that left heel, extending through the left chest. Let's take 5 deep breaths here, really opening the front of the body, reminding ourselves that any form of a back bend is mood elevating. So if you're really opening your heart center, this becomes like a back bend and you're gonna just feel better immediately. You can also put a smile on your face and trick your brain into thinking you're having fun. Let's bring the knee and the elbow together and extend out 10 times. And again, at your own perfect pace. Good, happy smiley faces, moving with the breath. Take your time with these. And from here, we're going to come up into a kneeling triangle position. So extending the left leg, drawing the right arm up. Left hand is somewhere in your left leg, wherever it lands. Let's start to press the hips forward and breathe up the right side of the body. Good, notice how good it feels to stretch the sides of your body. And let's release. Switching sides, left knee is down, left hand is down, right arm and right leg lift up. And we're opening up here. So we continue to roll the heart center open towards the sky, lift through that right heel, keep the foot flexed, engage your glutes, your quadricep. So keep expanding, keep opening into the pose like a beautiful lotus flower. On each exhale, we find a new petal. And let's bring it in and extend it out. Good, 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, expand. And exhale, compress. Good, and when you're done with your 10, if you're counting, let's find kneeling triangle pose. We've got 5 deep breaths here. Squeeze the left glute open through the left chest. Breathe deeply. Excellent work, everyone. I hope we are warm enough for a back bend. So if you're not, then, take it easy. Don't go too far back. So we're going to do camel pose. Remember that back bends are mood elevating and anti-aging. Very important. I'm actually 110 years old. Thanks to yoga, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's squeeze the glutes, open to the heart center. And if you would like a little bit more work here, if you feel warm, if you're flexible, if you've been practicing for a while, reach back, grab your heels, and take 5 deep breaths. So remember, you want to follow every back bend with a forward bend. Let's come back into cat pose, rounding the mid-back to the sky. And a few more cat to cows. Notice if you feel a little bit more mobile through your spine right now. Okay, so we have warmed up our lower bodies, we've warmed up through our sides, we've warmed up the back muscles. Now we're gonna do a little upper body warm up. It may feel like work though, so just fair warning. Let's go ahead and bring the hands down to our mats. We have a space of 2 inches between the thumbs. The fingers are spread wide, palms are gripping the floor. Let's inhale forward. Exhale, drop down to modified crocodile. And lift and lower 10 times, working on building upper body strength. So there's nothing as powerful as working against our own body weight, and that's what we're doing right now. And sometimes when we do enough of that, we end up with less body weight to work with. And let's all come back into downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Now we're going to move to full plank position. Remember, you can always drop your knees if you need to. Let's exhale to crocodile. Inhale to up dog. Holding here, squeeze your glutes, open the heart center. I like a practice that has just as many back bends as forward bends, unless of course you're doing restorative yoga. So let's do that 2 more times. You can drop your knees if you need to. You can take a break if you need to. You can take a nap if you'd like. Good, let's step our right foot forward. Drop the left knee. Notice how your hip flexors are feeling. And we're going to take the arms to the sky. So this is a nice stretch for the left psoas. And if you're tight in your hip flexors, you're probably feeling it in your right side. Let's bring the left hand down, take the left knee off the floor, and take the right arm to the sky for twisting lunge. 5 deep breaths. Good, let's release both hands down. Straighten that right leg. Modified pyramid pose means you have a micro bend in your right knee. Let's interlace the hands behind the back for chest expansion. Once again, take 5 deep breaths here, face and toes completely relaxed. And let's release the hands down. Inhale the arms to the sky. We're going to find warrior 1 position and then quickly transition to warrior 2, otherwise known as the yoga fit pose. So find your inner warrior here. Bring yourself back to the present moment. Breathe deeply, find your strength. Let's take a few deep breaths. And we're going to take that right arm to the sky, drop a little bit lower. Good work, everyone. Let's come up. We're just going to do the opposite side by turning the left toes out, the right toes in. We're going to drop that right knee down. Find a lunge position. Inhale the arms to the sky. Keep dropping the hips, lifting the upper body. And we're bringing the right hand down. We're taking the right knee off the floor. We're taking the left arm up and twisting. 5 deep breaths. And let's release. Finding pyramid pose. Micro bend in the left knee. Optional chest expansion over your left leg. And let's take the arms to the sky. Find warrior 1. And we're transitioning warrior 2. Breathing, extending, connecting with yourself, connecting the body, the mind, and the spirit with each deep breath. Let's take that left arm to the sky. Good, let's take it back around to center while we're standing. And we are going to bend the knees, turn the toes out. Get as low as you can. Ground yourself here into your root chakra. Let's straighten the legs. Take the arms behind the back, turn the toes slightly forward, squeeze the glutes, slight back bend. Good, and we're going to come all the way up and then bring the fingertips down to the floor, push the feet out as far as they'll go for standing straddle splits. And let's take the foot that's at the back of the mat to the front of the mat as we find ourselves sitting down. So congratulations, sort of. We've made it to the floor, but we've still got some work to do. We're going to start with a tabletop pose, or you can turn this into inclined plank. Good. So you're on your fists or your fingertips are facing your hips. You're squeezing those glutes. You're elevating up. Let's release. And we're moving into boat pose. So we're going to grab the back of the legs. So if you are modifying today, you've got one foot on the floor. Maybe you're going to grab onto the back of your legs the entire time. Let's extend the arms, extend the legs. So using your good posture muscles here, we're lifting out of the low back. Now let's try a full incline plank. You can go back to tabletop pose if you need to. That means bend your knees. Good, we're opening the front of the body, we're breathing. And let's release down. Point the toes towards the sky. Inhale the arms up. Let's lift out of the low back once again. Really draw the rib cage away from the waist. And let's exhale all the way forward into any variation of forward fold that works for you. So you can let your hands rest at the sides of your mat. You can grab your feet as long as your shoulders do not become your earrings. Let's breathe into the hamstrings, breathe into the low back. And from here, we're going to bend our knees, do a little work for the core. So if you've got a block or an egg or a ball, you can place it between your legs, just about 2 inches above the knees. This helps stabilize the core center muscles. It also provides a mental focal point, which is nice. Let's go ahead and grab the back of the legs, go about halfway back, and then using your core strength, lift up and down. Good, so we're working through the core center here. We're allowing our abs to do all of the work. Once you lose conscious connection with your core center, otherwise known as your power center or the third chakra, then it's time to shorten the range of motion. And now we can go elbow towards opposite knee, twisting through the obliques, the intercostals. Smiling, your core center loves this. And now let's go back to tabletop pose, lift up. And we find boat pose one more time, with or without your prop. Let's bring the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg, do a simple spinal twist, looking over the right shoulder. The breathing pattern is inhale, lift, and then exhale, twist. Massaging the core center. Massaging the internal organs. Good, let's release. Switch sides. And again, it's inhale, lift out of the low back. Exhale, twist a little bit more over that left shoulder. We're going to continue our work for our core center, but from lying down. So go ahead and take that left knee with you. As you lie down, we're bringing both knees into the chest, grabbing onto the wrists or the elbows or the hands underneath the knees, just gently rolling back and forth. Take a few deep exhalations here. You can exhale through your mouth if you would like. Again, just letting go of everything that is not serving you in this moment. Let's go ahead and find bridge pose, soles of the feet to the floor, lift the hips to the sky. Quadriceps are engaged, but they're stretching. Our glutes are engaged, they're helping us lift up. Our hamstrings are doing some work. Let's breathe into the lower body here and then watch the belly fill on the inhale, contract on the exhale. And we're going to do a bridge flow. So let's drop the hips down, draw the arms over the head, and lift and lower 10 times, squeezing those glutes. Inhale up, exhale down, or you can reverse the breathing right now. It's one breath, one movement, whatever you're doing. We've got 10 of these if you're counting. Good, let's lift and hold. Go ahead and bring your left foot closer towards your left glute. Come up onto the ball of that foot. Take the right leg to the sky, the foot is flexed. We're going to drop the tailbone down and lift it up 10 times. So really working into the left quad, into the glutes, pulling the navel center in towards the low back. Keep that right foot flexed. A little yoga butt action here. Good, when you're ready, switch sides. On the ball of the right foot, the left leg lifts, and we lift and lower. Breathing deeply, hands relaxed, face relaxed. Good, let's keep breathing, keep moving. And bringing the knees back into the chest. Let's interlace the hands behind the back and slowly bicycle the legs, elbow towards opposite knee. We've got 10 to 20 of these. Make sure you're engaging full extension, elbow to opposite knee. And we're bringing the knees back into the chest one more time. Let's take a few deep breaths here. We're going to cool things down a little bit, switch up the music. And we're going to pull the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg down. Bring that right knee over to the left side of the body. Look over the right shoulder. Breathe into the lower back. This is the ultimate pose to do after you've been out for a run or a bike ride or a walk. and we're bringing that knee back into the chest. Bring the head up to meet the knee. Let's release and switch sides. We're bringing the left knee in, bringing it over to the right side of the body. Looking over the left shoulder, breathing into the low back. Exhales twice as long as your inhales. And let's come back to center, moving into an upside down pigeon pose, left ankle across the top of the right thigh. We're going to push that left knee away as we pull the right knee and roll gently back and forth on your low back. And please make sure you're moving into maximum sensation, a deep stretch in your left hip socket. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Notice which side of the body feels tighter. And last pose before resting is reclining butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together, the hands to the midsection. And taking some nice deep breaths here. If you have an inversion practice and you would like to do an inversion at this point, headstand, shoulder stand, plow, you can go ahead and do that, or you can simply relax. Again, whatever we're doing, we're breathing deeply. Remember, a successful practice is the one where you're feeling the most and breathing the deepest. Bringing yourself completely into present moment awareness. Witness consciousness so we can watch our bodies and our minds, but be present for them at the same time. Let's let everything go. Let the shoulders relax. Let the knees drop open. Let the facial muscles relax. Once again, smile. Remember, your body loves this, and sometimes your mind may not. And from here, we're all going to do fish pose as our final pose before Shavasana. Hands underneath the glutes, press into the elbows. Let's take a few deep breaths into the heart center. And releasing our bodies all the way down. Make any adjustments you need to make for your low back. Let's relax in final relaxation. Hands to the midsection or to the sides of the body. Shoulders moving away from the ears. Let's slide the legs away from the torso and just start to move the breath from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Just wrapping the breath around the body. You can wrap it around with some light if you would like, perhaps some white light, some golden light, whatever light color you choose. Just practice sending energy to your physical body. Send your body healing energy. Send your mind calming energy. Let's focus on the spot between the eyebrows, our third eye, as we relax into Shavasana, final resting pose. Just taking a few moments to notice the energy flow in the body, how your body feels, where the energy is radiating today. So if you've got extra time, you can stay in Shavasana or as long as you can. If you're moving on with your day, you can find yourself in a comfortable seated position, grabbing onto the knees, relaxing the shoulders. Let's take a couple of big circles, moving shoulder to opposite knee, breathing up the sides of the body, breathing into the traps, the shoulders, the neck, the head, the face. Just getting a sense of being light and clear and peaceful and calm, but energized. And we're going to sit up nice and tall, bringing the thumb and first finger together, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Let's take 10 deep breaths from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, aligning your energy centers. Remember, your mind is in control of your body, and your body influences your mind, and everything works together. So if we are in alignment with our breath and our movement and our practice, we can stay present in the moment, and in that moment, everything is okay. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.